Welcome to Pretty Lies and Alibis. Join us as we seek the truth and travel the long road to justice. Hi, everybody. It's late. It is Monday, the 24th, 11:17 p.m. We are just now sitting down to do this.
It's been a long day.
It's been a very long day. You went your way. I went mine. And we just now met up.
Yeah, exactly.
Quick reminder before we get started. If you want a sticker, please send us an inbox on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or you can email us at prettyliesandalibis@gmail.com. And we will send you one out. A lot of people have been getting theirs and sharing their pictures, and we're happy you like them.
Yeah. Yep.
So what about tomorrow? Well, it's a birthday.
Yeah, JJ's 9th birthday would be tomorrow.
Yeah, I think that tomorrow would be the best day of the week for charges.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're coming. I don't think we finished the week out without charges.
Yeah, I agree.
They're coming. So Mark Means filed some papers with the court saying that Lori has been deemed indigent.
That's a weird word.
It is. I'd just say broke if it were me.
She's in the poorhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She ain't getting nothing from the commissary.
No.
Oh, man.
She ain't getting that hair dye yet. Wasn't that thing like $12 or something?
Yeah, we need to go through that thing that the girl that we do A Glimpse at Life series sent me. She sent me a whole commissary list and what it is. She also sends me a lot of recipes, prison recipes. Very impressive stuff. Maybe one episode we'll share a few of those. I'll have to get them together. So, you know, I was watching Scott Reich, and I was wondering, since Means has been on for so long, do they keep him on and then pay what they would pay a public defender? But the problem is they're likely going to have to bring somebody else on who's more qualified. For instance, should they go after the death penalty? Mark Means can't try that case.
No. And, I mean, we felt from the get-go this should have been addressed from the get-go.
Yeah.
Because it delays everything.
Yeah. So Scott said that he could be getting anywhere from $45 to $80 an hour. If he gets state rates, it varies. But the thing is, he's going to have to justify his billings to the court. So maybe we find he won't spend as much time at the detention facility because as far as we know, he's there basically every day. Maybe an odd day or two he's not there.
Yeah.
But he's there every single day, according to locals.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that the only case he has?
It would have to be. There's no way. I mean, I don't know him and I don't know how he runs his business, but this is a massive case.
Yeah.
This is multiple murders that she's going to be connected to. So I just don't know. Don't know what's going to happen with that, but there we go. The other question is, did Chad stop giving her the money, or is he broke too?
Yeah. He's trying to cover his own hind end, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And we know that John Pryor's on the deed to his house, so that is a little bit more in his favor. But it's not like he's saying, okay, we'll give Lori half the deed of the house and I'll take the other half. He's got John Pryor on there.
Oh, yeah.
So he's thinking about himself.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. So the other thing that came out today is we had heard some rumblings that Melanie Gibb was served a subpoena at the grand jury. And I believe it ended up being at the hotel she was staying at. She wouldn't take the papers from the person serving, and she left them there at the hotel. But Mark Means has a huge list of stuff he wants from her.
Yeah. So, and with that service, I mean, I serve papers, so I understand kind of how it works. She still, I mean, they'll say those are served.
Right. So let's just go through what he is asking for.
All right.
So number 1, all communications, text, emails, voicemails, SMS messages, chat records, social media communications, podcasts, recording, and the like. He put in parentheses, tangible or intangible, between you, Miss Melanie Gibb, and the following individuals, agencies, departments, and the like from January 1st, 2019 to present. Let's start the list.
All right. So we start with Lori Vallow Daybell, Chad Daybell, Melanie Pulowski, Ian Pulowski, Zulema Pastines, Summer Shiflett, April Raymond. These are all names that we all know. Charles Vallow, Tally Ryan, Jason Mao. That's a one that's kind of stayed out of the press a little bit, I guess. Gay Bonilla, Alex Cox, Zach Cox, Adam Cox, Colby Ryan, Tammy Daybell, Julie Rowe, Christopher Parrott, Michael James, Nancy James, Brandon Bordereau, Thor. Oh, this is a good one.
Faruseth.
Wow.
Something. Thor.
Just Thor. Heather Daybell, which is the spouse of Matthew Daybell. Matthew Daybell, which is the spouse of Heather Daybell. Robert Wood, who we know is the prosecutor.
Yep. And so any and all news journalists and or reporters, including but not limited to, here we go, Nate Eaton and East Idaho News and or East Idaho News agencies, ABC, NBC, Dateline, MSNBC, Keith Morrison, Shane Bishop, Color My Media, Latter Day Media, Preparing a People, Book of Mormon Evidence, The Firm Foundation, any and all media agencies, companies, corporations regarding your dealings and the like with Lori Daybell or Chad Daybell.
It probably would have been easier to list who they're not wanting to talk to.
Yeah. This is a list right here.
Yeah.
So then we go into deputies, detectives, police officers, prosecutors, and the like for the following agencies. What are they, Fruit Loop?
Rexburg Police Department, Madison County Sheriff's Department, Robert Wood, Prosecutor, Madison County, Fremont County Sheriff's Department, St. Anthony Police Department, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Fremont Prosecutor's Office, Madison Prosecutor's Office, Chandler, Arizona Police Department, Gilbert, Arizona Police Department. Please identify each and every location, date and time, a person present for said communications, whether in persons, telephonic, Zoom, or the like.
Sorry, guys. We still have toddlers here, and they want us.
Yeah,
so, bless it. They're out
they
the door
love
crying.
us.
Yeah, they do. We're their buddies.
That's right. So telephone records for all telephone numbers owned or used by you from date above to present, including but not limited to
text records,
telephone call records.
Identify all telephone numbers you have used personally, professionally, temporarily, aka a burner telephone, or permanently in regard to identified persons above.
Identify all telephone numbers, service providers.
Names, dates, and times of service provider for any and all telephone number used by you as requested above. Please include and identify each in its entirety the telephone numbers of all phones, whether personal, business, or burner phones. In identifying each and every telephone number, please further identify the dates of use of said telephone number, and the telephone carrier or company providing telephone services. Okay, can I just say, to get all this stuff together, the trial might be over.
For real.
This is a big list.
Yeah. It's going to be 2050 by the time they get all this stuff together. It's going to be like a list
of you know how the CVS receipts are, 50 feet long?
Yeah, that and McDonald's.
Oh, I know.
Like, why is a McDonald's? We just stopped on the way home because your kids were hungry. And I ain't going to lie, I was hungry too. And I was like, why is this receipt so long? Yeah. Anyways,
it's crazy.
Yeah. So travel records for all travel, parentheses, vehicle and or airline flights between the dates of January 1st, 2018 to present. All travel between Utah, Arizona, Idaho, and Hawaii. Any other travel locations within the specified dates.
Social media, All social media memberships or associations and forum site memberships, usernames and passwords associated with identified usernames, posts, communications, chat, and or emails from date above to present, including but not limited to Facebook, AVOW, Yahoo Groups email list, Twitter, Instagram, any of the like. If you refuse to produce the password, please identify each date of communication and the like associated with said social media account and produce all accompanying communications, statements, opinions, religious speech, emails, chat records, etc.
Internet provider. Please identify your internet provider, whether professional or personal, from dates above to present, whether this be home, business, or the like. Computers and or electronic devices. Please identify each and every computer, laptop, desktop, tablet, iPad, cell phone, wearable smart devices, or the like you have used or owned since said date to present.
So what they want with that, to identify the provider, seller of said device, the current location of the device, if it's not in her personal possession. If the device was destroyed, sold, or discarded, please advise of purchase, acquisition date of the device and the date of destruction, sell, discarded of said device.
Wow. If you sold or discarded an identified device, please identify what mechanism of advertising was used by you or your agent and buyers. Contact information, name, address. Sheesh.
Yeah.
Come on. Wow. Telephone number, email, and the like. If discarded, please identify the date and time of discarding, identified device, and mechanism for discard.
Podcasts. We are safe. Produce all podcasts and the like, including all formerly shared, posted podcasts, as well as all recorded materials, communication, edits, recording associated with identified podcasts, or the like in your possession. If you are aware of the like and identified is not in your possession, please identify your opinion or belief as to where identified recording or podcast material is located. And he's listing now what he wants specifically.
Yeah, so you have Fill the Fire podcast. And I know that was the one with Melanie Gibb. Like, it was, I know Lori was on that one. Chad was on that one. The other one was Time to Warrior Up. I think that included Jason Mao.
Yeah,
if I remember right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was his whole thing of warrioring up. Preparing a People podcast.
Yeah.
Books, publications, and appearances. So Fill the Fire, that's her book that she wrote. Preparing a People events, Book of Mormon evidence events, Firm Foundation events, or the like. If not in your possession, please identify whereabouts of said documents and or records.
So they go on and say any and all records, data, communications, calendars, event records, statement records, videos, photographs, books, speeches, talks, paper, documents, correspondence, notes, financial records, payments, transfer of monetary funds between you and any and all persons identified above from said date. So he wants any and everything to see if there's anything in there that is going to implicate her.
Yeah.
In anything. And there was a recorded phone call. We'll get to that after this. And I think that may explain why this happened. I don't know. So they also want all recordings as identified previously of your misrepresentations to any and all police agencies and or the like from January 1st, 2017 to present. Copy of any and all police records regarding charges, convictions, plea agreements, immunity agreements regarding your, and it's in quotes, involvement in this manner. These are due by June 1st, 2021 at 1 p.m. She better get started with this list.
For real, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big list. So that's a big deal. That's a really big deal. So apparently, at least Mark Means is dragging her into the big discovery pile.
Yep.
So I'm curious, what does he think he will find? I guess we will see. Now, there was a phone recording that was released by somebody who was an acquaintance of hers. I think the conversation happened in January 2020. And I will say there are some very bothersome things on there.
Yeah.
She says she admits that she knew Charles's murder was planned as a self-defense. This is where I could see a lot of trouble. You could get an aiding and abetting charge if you know of a crime, but you don't report it.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of a big deal if she truly knew about Charles. There's a lot of deaths that could have been prevented.
Yeah.
So I think this might not be very good for Melanie Gibb.
Yep.
She was at the house the night before Charles was killed, but Lori asked her to leave. I didn't know that.
Seems like I remember hearing that.
Yeah, I don't know that I did. And another thing that's said on there is when Melanie Gibb was in Rexburg and asked about Tylee, Lori said she was at BYU, and she said Lori had a creepy smile and she knew Tylee was dead.
Wow.
At this point, JJ is still alive.
Yeah.
So you see where this could get very hairy.
Yep.
Yeah, big deal. We expect murder charges any day. Tomorrow is JJ's 9th birthday, and I think that would be super awesome to have those charges come down tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll cross our fingers that kind of a sad day with the little guy not being here. Maybe some good news in seeking justice for him will make that day seem more important.
Yep.
I guess you could say. Just, it's going to be a very painful day for those that knew and loved JJ to not be able to celebrate with them, but maybe a little bit of a relief that they know things are moving.
Yep.
So let's hope, guys. A few things about Josh Duggar. Reminder, he has a preliminary hearing July 1st, trial set for July 6th. Not sure if that's going to go off. But Scott Reich pulled out a table on his show estimating what kind of a sentence Josh could get if he takes a plea deal. This is not if he goes to trial and loses. He said at least 7.5 to 9 years for a guilty plea, just to go up and plead guilty.
Wow.
To avoid trial. So I thought that was interesting.
Yep. So there was a new bit of stuff out about a 911 call, right?
Oh, yeah. His third-party custodians are finding out the consequences of shacking up a pedophile at your house, which means the press is going to come by and want to see if anybody wants to talk or they can get a glimpse of him coming or going or whatever.
Okay, you had to know that would come with the territory.
I mean, really, it's like, what did they expect?
Yeah,
and
it's the biggest case.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of laughed during this 911 call because she didn't want to say her name on the 911 call. She said, they asked for the name. She said, I really don't. Do I have to give my name? And it's just, she's trying to remain anonymous, but here we all are talking about it on our respective true crime podcast tonight.
Oh, wow.
She says they're the owner of the home and there's a gray car that's parked at the end of the driveway. It was there yesterday and they told them to go away. So they come back and she says she doesn't feel safe. And she said, this is a private driveway. And she said the person inside is with the media. And so what about the dispatcher?
So the dispatcher asked if they left when asked to, and she said yes. And she says a friend was leaving and the media person asked for a comment. The friend said no comment. So
what she wanted was police to come and tell this person from the media to leave. And she says she likes to walk around in her field, but the car is back and they just don't feel safe. And she says, well, why don't you feel safe? Or the dispatcher's a he. And she said they are about to leave their house. And essentially she didn't want to have a meeting with this person. She says it's a private driveway. They live off the beaten path. She wants them gone. And she says she's worried the neighbors will notice that somebody from the media is outside. Do you not think the neighbors would know?
Pretty sure they know who you're housing there.
Yeah, because they told their names and everything. They even put a picture of the house or the property online. I mean, nothing's unknown these days.
No.
So
I'm sorry, it's just comical.
It's crazy.
I mean, you should have, I guess, bought yourself an island when you was going to house him, so you could only get there by boat.
So the dispatcher naturally says, well, what does he want to comment about? And you know what she says?
What?
I don't want to answer that.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no. She says they've never had this happen before until the day before. I think this was kind of close after when he was released.
Yeah.
This was an earlier 911 call, and she's never had this happen before. But lady, you haven't taken one of the most famous child sex abusers in the country under
Exactly.
your wing and expect it to just be a ministry, as you say. The press is the press.
Exactly.
So the dispatcher ultimately says they're going to send a deputy out, and of course, dispatch asks if they have weapons or if they seem under the influence, and they don't know. The police officer came and essentially said that he was on this person was on public property and he could stay.
Yeah.
So the dispatch did tell her, if you want to press trespassing charges, you have to give us your name and address so we can do that. But she wasn't interested at the time. And I thought we just need to get the media to line the road.
Oh yeah.
Let's just put out a call to anybody in that area. Just get you a pad and a paper and go on that street and say, we're just with the media.
Yeah.
I'm an independent journalist.
That's crazy.
There you go. And then sources told People magazine that Anna, and we've heard this, believes that he's innocent and she will stand by him.
We looked at the background of that and totally understand why.
Yeah. So what about Casey Anthony?
So it's been 10 years since since the trial.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where 40 million people watched that trial on TV.
Yeah. And I had already done this little prep to talk about Casey Anthony, but then she was in the news tonight because she apparently got into a little scuffle with some girl over an ex-boyfriend, and she got a drink poured on her, and I just thought that was kind of funny. So I didn't follow this trial very closely, to be honest with you. I've every now and then I would tune in, but essentially the prosecutor said that Casey used chloroform and duct tape to kill her. And her defense attorney, Jose Baez, says that Kaylee drowned in the family pool. I mean, if your kid drowns in the family pool, you call 911 and say, my kid's in the pool. Maybe you could resuscitate.
Yeah.
Stupid. So what about the jury?
So the jury and 5 alternates were sequestered for 2 months.
Yeah, I really believe that they're going to want to sequester the jury in our case, in Vallow and Daybell, if it goes to trial. Definitely. I see Pryor asking for that already.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I guess in cases this big, it's probably not a bad thing. What you don't want is the jurors at home, and then you find out they've looked at something or they've commented on something, and then you lose a juror. I've sat in on cases where that happened, and it can really threaten a case if these jurors are home and can Google this and that. Maybe you get somebody who doesn't know a lot about the case. I mean, for some reason they seem to always find out.
Yeah.
So one juror is speaking out, saying that he had reasonable doubt, but now that time has passed, they've learned more about the case since they're able to watch all the documentaries and stuff now. He said he would have given a different verdict, maybe aggravated manslaughter. And he said his decision haunts him to this day, and he thinks about the case at least once a day.
Wow.
And the thing is, they a lot of people thought they overcharged the case because the details were kind of sketchy or just hard to prove. And that was what the juror said, was that the case was overcharged. So by law, they couldn't charge her with what she was originally charged with. They said that pretty much everybody in the jury room cried at some point when they realized they were going to acquit her.
Wow.
So juries are unpredictable, y'all. That's why I'm usually I'm okay to get a plea deal.
Yeah, and I'm okay with this taken as long as it's taken to make sure
yeah.
everything's good.
Yeah, so, there's been a lot of question when the murder charges drop. Are they going to drop these smaller misdemeanors that Lori has? And sometimes they do, and sometimes they group them in. But considering what she's going to go up for, those charges, they're not irrelevant because they happened. And I'm always the believer that you tack those right on. You don't drop them. I mean, they did the crimes, you do the time, especially in this case.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So we are going to keep an eye on everything every day this week. As soon as it comes down, we will tweet it out, Facebook it, whatever we got to do to let you know. We will go on the night that it happens.
Yep. Because we got, it'll probably happen while we have auditions again tomorrow night.
Yeah, Fruit
Yeah.
Loop is, and my girls and our friend who's still staying here recovering. So we're still having our slumber party, by the way, guys. We're going
Yeah.
over a week and a half now. It's been fun.
That's right.
That's why we can do a podcast at 11:42. So
Exactly.
right. But anyways, so I think we're on the cusp of something really big, and I think that we're all just ready for that next step in this case.
Yeah, let's go.
And hopefully after those charges come down, they can give those babies to their family and let them be put to rest.
Yep.
It's long enough. Those
Yep.
babies need to be put to rest and at peace. So we'll keep an eye on everything. Hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. We're just waiting.
That's right.
All right.
It's time's a ticking.
Tick tock, tick tock.
That reminded me of Peter Pan. Got him hooked. Tick tock.
All right. Well, we will talk to you guys probably tomorrow, Wednesday at some point soon.
All right. Good night.
Good night, guys.